Here. Kenny West, candidate for the North or for the 11th District in Richmond. Can y'all hear me okay?
Well, my name's Kenny West. I live in Hayesville, North Carolina. I'm here with a superb delegation of Clay County over here. I've met a lot of good people over the last, since the middle of August, starting in September. And just a lot of fine people out here, a lot of miles being driven. I can tell you we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, so to speak. And I told my wife it's about time for me to get out of first gear and go into second gear. And she said, "Oh my Lord, Kenny." She said, "You're traveling 1,600 miles a week right now." I said, "I know it, but I said, I'm just in first gear. It's time to get moving. Because to beat Heath Schuler, we're going to have to get out of first gear. Is that true? Yeah. We're going to have to know this. You know, we've seen a lot of things change in our lifetimes, and we've seen a lot of things in the last year that we would have never thought we'd seen in our lifetimes. But I can tell you, the people of this district have emboldened me. We've got a lot of anxious people right now in western North Carolina, in fact, throughout the United States of America. And we need to sit up here and let the country know that western North Carolina has said the line's been drawn in the sand and enough is enough. We will not deal with Heath Schuler. We will not deal with the progressives any longer or the liberals. We know more about our business and our lives than they do. Is that true? The one beautiful thing about this country is it was founded on godly principles. It was founded through the Constitution of the United States that got their divine right from the Lord Almighty. And right now, we've basically taken him over the last few years, but basically since the early 60s when he took him out of the prayer in the school. But we've seen what's happened since that's happened. We've seen the devastation. But the one thing I understand about this country is this. Every time there's ever been adversity that's come before this country, every single time, whether it be World War I, World War II, the Great Depression, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the recession of the 80s, when 911 hit, we didn't call on the government to fix things. We dropped 2 more feet to our knees and had faith to know that God would sit up here and bring us through. This is not about Heath Schuler. This is about the principles of the greatest country that's ever been put on this earth. This is about the Constitution of the United States of America. It's about understanding these principles. These principles were founded and they were fought for by our founding fathers who fought and died, each and every one of them. And I can tell you right now that the problem up there is not the laws we're passing. The problem up there is not the knowledge that each and every person has. Because I can tell you right now, the knowledge that the people have up there is causing most of the problems. The problem we have, there's a lack of character in Washington. And I have been saying this since day one. It's time we put God and character back in this country. He helped us found it. He was a believer in it. He inspired our forefathers. And it's time we have men and women of character go back up there and say, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, you're not doing this no more on my watch. Enough's enough. And we have to do that. Now, what makes me the candidate? I can tell you this. I don't waver. I've had people come to me, even in the Republican Party, and ask me, Kenny, do you think God's got to be relevant in this? I said, well, Lord mercy. I said, He's the one that inspired the Constitution. Why don't you talk about it? Is that right? That's exactly what it is. The people, it's about passion. It's about knowing that our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, their lives are at stake. This election is the most important election in our lifetime. It's the most important because it's going to set the table for 2012. We not only need to replace Schuler and this whole group, frankly, some of the Republicans, because they've been acting the way they've been acting the last 8 years, we wouldn't be in this problem. But it's time we come out of our shell. It's time that apathy and complacency rises up out of the seat and start understanding that we're going to take the fight to him. And this is one man Mr. Schuler does not want to deal with. I can tell you that. Because there's nobody can fight for Emily West, Emily Mull, and my son Philip, and my wife more than Kenny West can. Not one person. And that's why I got involved with this. And I can tell you this. At nighttime, when I get elected, if y'all so be it have me elected, I will promise you, when you go to bed at night, that this little boy right here's got your back. You won't have to worry about it. Because I do not waver. Never have, and I never will. But we've got to make sure that this storm that we know is coming is going to be handled by their parents and their grandparents, not by Washington, D.C. Thanks a lot. Please see me and vote for me on May the 4th.